It's not parasocial. I've met you now. Were you at the show? So if you guys don't know, on Friday in San Diego, there was a live show. I'm trying to see if I can get like the perfect picture to sum it up. Everyone showed up, and then people in the community did all the parody songs we've done over the years. And it was awesome. It was unreal. It was so talented. Just a really, really, really fun and good time. But a bunch of crazy things happened I want to tell you about. Okay, before we just jump into this. They approached me, the Atriarchy, ACLU Discord, the community, ostensibly led by Ask Storyteller and Drop Spindle, but they have how many people? I mean, JPEX did a ton. And they had this idea to do a live show because they're all incredibly talented and they wanted to do it. Basically, if I would help support it financially, I didn't have to do any of the work. And that's the best thing for me. So just to be clear, before I go into any of all of this stories, I did nothing for it outside of pay for it. This is all the hard work and talent of a bunch of like basically volunteers. Awesome, awesome people. Thankfully, if you guys watched the dating stream with Rachel and Blur, I drove down with Rachel. I mean, she watches the Clips channel, but she's not deep in the community. And it was good to have an outsider perspective to go with me and also from like my real world friend. Basically, so someone else can verify this was real. And then I get there, venue is like, during the day, it's like a WeWork. It's like a co-working space. And then at night, we rented the whole thing out. So I get there while it's still a WeWork. 3/4 of all the people running around are like, glizzy, glizzy, glizzy. And then like 1/4 of the people in there are like on their laptops. Like, what the is going on? I get to meet Ask for the first time. I get to meet Drop Spindle for the first time. But what's funny is like, everyone's saying hi to me and everyone's like, super glad you're here. But they're all really focused and really busy. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though we had these pre-meetings, I kind of showed up and thought it would be way more scuffed. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's a streamer thing. You know, it's community made. I thought I'd have to like get up on camera and like keep things moving and tell some jokes. They have like planned it down to the minute and done like 15 hours of rehearsals. So they're all busy. One of the things I did to make it more fun was I had the idea of flying out Evan, Gao, and Hoodat. Cause like, they're like the OGs. None of us three have anything to do. Me, Evan, Gao, and Hoodat. Chill for a bit at the Airbnb, and then and then I go over everybody in our car because I'm like, are we hungry? Everyone's like, yeah, super hungry. I'm seeing on the map, there's like a cool food court with a bunch of different places. We can go there on the way. And they're like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So I drive everybody there, and we get there, and it's not a food court, it's a fucking ghost kitchen. One squat little building that has like 19 places out of the back. And so I'm like, all right, well, let's order from here. Everyone's looking through it. And then I'm looking through the whole menu and I'm like, this all looks kind of gross. I don't want any of it. So all of their food arrives and I don't have any food. And they're like, aren't you going to eat? And I'm like, nah, I think I'll just get something at the food truck back at the venue. And then they're like, wait, what food truck? I forgot they didn't know about that. I forgot they didn't know there was a food truck coming. It's not a great story. It's a bit of a... We get back and the food truck's there and I'm like, yes, yummers, after they already ate. And the food truck is a taco truck / hot dog truck. The thing is, I eat tacos all the time. I eat tacos almost every day. So unfortunately, because I'm very hungry and I don't want to eat a taco, I end up getting the hot dog. At which point, as you can imagine, everyone makes a big deal of it in person. And then I take a bite and everybody starts saying glizzy. This is in the real world. The concert finally starts. And again, I don't know what's going to happen. They get up there. And what I want to say is everyone that performed, I assume that 90% of them haven't performed on stage before. And they were all awesome. And like, that is such bravery and have energy with it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go up there and they weren't like quiet or they gave a performance. Yeah, it was cool. Dude, RDC was rapping like he's been a professional for 20 years.
I knew that Michael broke their heart could never even be the fucking freedom. Lead him to the Coliseum, see him bleed him, see him suffer. Leave you screaming like a Lehman brother. C.S. Lewis to the streaming fuckers. You might need a buffer. My IQ is your FIDE number. RDC West, the Union Protest, Logic Pro X. I guess you could say it's a three-way, brother.
That shit is correct. crazy. One thing I said to myself going into it was like, I am going to lean into it. At no point am I going to try to be too cool for this, dude. This is like the coolest thing people are doing for the community. I'm just going to lean. I was all in, dude. I was front row. I was headbanging. I was jumping up and down. I went on stage. I mean, Pay the musician got up there solo dolo by himself and did an acoustic performance of Story of a Samurai. That was beautiful. This shit was beautiful.
So Atrioc, keep throwing your head against the wall. But Atrioc, you're not the brightest of them all. You'll win because you fall and get back up again. Atrioc, please don't kill the memes. We would lose the culture of the stream. Paper on my mind, I've been waiting for a while. Let it go. Hallelujah. Got paper on my mind, I've been waiting for a while.
I want to find ideally the exact part where my mind left my body. And I had a disassociative experience. It was during Atrioc Lily.
New marketing Mondays have been hard to find. We're waiting, leaking all the knowledge. We miss the times when they aligned, but he keeps delaying, and all of chat is waiting again. Waiting again. Waiting again. I think it's time you shed the Ponzi scheme iceberg.
Okay, so I was like right here. I was like right near the front, and people started jumping around me, and I teleported out of my brain. I'm not kidding. I've never had that experience. It was the most surreal, strange feeling that I had. It was wild. I thought it would be 100 times more scuffed, and I would have been fine with that. But I remember when I told my boss I might do a podcast, you know, like as like a little side thing with Stans. And that podcast had like 200 listeners. And I remember him saying like, yeah, podcast? What are you, some kind of podcaster? Why would you ever want to do any content thing? That was not that long ago. What I said when I was on stage, and I was very briefly part of the whole thing. I truly truly believe that like in 10 years, I'm gonna be in an office somewhere and no one is gonna believe me. No one will ever believe me that this happened. It's unreal, man. I wanna thank every single person that came here, and I would really love it if you could give it up for all the performers who did such an unreal job. This is the most surreal day of my life. I have nothing else to say, but I really, really love it, and I thank you for this crazy, weird time in my life that I'm never, ever gonna forget as long as I live. Thank you so much.
We are the three wise men of the Atrioc cult.
Hudat and Evan Gao came out dressed in cult robes and then set up a Bloons playing station and then made me play Bloons in front of the whole crowd while they played Popathon songs. It was like a mini Popathon 3. Understand that I had no idea about any of this going in. Oh, dude, I forgot. So halfway through the show, Braden Carlisle brings me on stage for a magic show, puts a fucking card in my mouth, goes in for a kiss, and like switches the cards.
My mouth, your card. I know! But that's only impressive if Atrioc opens up that card, his own card, in his mouth! Crowd! Crowd! How are we doing? You want to see another one? Amazing!
He also stole my wallet and my watch.
Atrioc, I do have a final gift for you. I gave you your wallet back. Chat, do we know what time it is?
Did I watch? And then, of course, it closed with Drop Spindle singing Stupid Streamer, which is probably, again, as I told her, the most, like, surprised, authentic laugh. This is probably my single favorite song I've ever heard in my life, and the most authentic laugh I've ever had on stream.
No pressure. Big A, I heard about a strat that you can use to beat this map. I'm sure no one in chat has told it to ya.
Point at him. And then when they said stupid streamer, you know, he's an idiot, people in the front row were all pointing at me while I play balloons badly.
Yes, he is done.
That was it. It was cool. It was really, really awesome. And then afterwards, got to meet everybody that was there. And again, what's funny is like everyone in the crowd was great. They're all nice. But like some of these people are just like, you know, some of them are Marketing Monday Andes. I don't know that everyone there, when I was talking to them, fully knew what they were getting into. That's why it was funny. I don't know. It was just such an interesting. This is a gift they got me. Everyone who worked on it signed this cool thing that I'm gonna put in the back. I'm gonna install it in the background of the stream. So anyway, afterwards, I want to tell you the part of the story that goes crazy. I finally got to meet Adish in person. I met Librarian. Wait, I didn't even mention that part. So there was like people asking for pictures, right? They were all like, you know, in like a line asking for pictures. And he was asking for a picture and he's coming up. But I think Evan Gao knew who he was. So Evan Gao was near us and was like talking to him. They had connected or something. And then he was like, yeah, Librarian. I was like, wait, you're Librarian? And then I took his phone and I tossed it away onto a couch. And I said, I want a picture with you, bro. And then so I took the photo with my phone and then I tweeted it. I made sure he was okay with it before I tweeted it, but I got this great photo of him closing his eyes. His wife was just off camera. Okay, I'm gonna get real for a second. I'm gonna get real, Librarian, only because I love you. Librarian kept pulling me aside from everyone else to tell me to react to Dota 2 tournaments. Like, you need to watch True Sight's documentary. You know those punch streams you did with Counter-Strike? We should do that for Dota. First of all, that's fine. I'm very happy to meet Librarian. He's an awesome, funny guy. So I tell him, this would be awesome. I would love to do it. I'm down. I even tell him, I don't know much about Dota, but I remember when Dendi did the Pudge teleport hooks. You know, I'm trying to show that I know a little bit about TI. He brushes me off. When I say that, he goes, yeah, everybody knows that. And then starts telling me specific details of this documentary. If you want me to watch it, why are you spoiling it? He goes like, you know No Tail, right? And I go, no, I don't know No Tail. And he's like, well, let me tell you about how he started. He starts telling me like No Tail's early life and how he built a team and came. I'm like, is this... But anyway, afterwards, they're planning to all go to Denny's. We were gonna go to Chili's, but Chili's was closed. So we go to Denny's for a little, everyone eats food and talks about the show and all that, right? So I am driving back to Los Angeles the same night, and I'm already tired. Me and Rachel are going back to LA that night, and it's already like, you know, midnight, 1 a.m. or whatever. I'm gonna drop Hudat and Ningnan off at the Denny's, and then we're gonna start driving. We drop them off, we start driving. I find out later that they didn't end up going to Denny's. They went to an Airbnb and ordered food, which means I just left Hudat and Negnig by themselves at a Denny's.
He talked about it on his stream yesterday, and then Zinja was like, hey, Atrioc said you have your own side of the story. So I was like, oh, sure, I'm in. This all starts because Atrioc flew me and Evan Gao out for his live event. He paid for like all our shit. Very awesome, very cool. But part of that, at the end of the event, he was under the impression that everybody was gonna go to Denny's to celebrate. But eventually the cleanup took so long that Atrioc was like, all right, I'm not going to Denny's. We're just gonna drive straight home, but we can drop you off at Denny's. Cool, yeah, cool, awesome. We all got into Atrioc's car, and we thought that we were gonna be meeting up with like a huge group of like 25 people because that's how many people were on the crew, maybe give or take. They take us to this Denny's and they drop us off, and this Denny's is kind of small. You know, Denny's is a diner, but usually they're not actually diner size. They're more like big, huge restaurant size. No, this Denny's was actually the size of like a small roadside diner. Atrioc himself, he's like, damn, I do not know if y'all are gonna fit in there, but you know, y'all got it. Y'all make it work. We say our goodbyes, hugs, kisses, all the work. Me, Evan, and Gurf were standing outside wondering like, should we wait for other people to get here? Like, what's the plan? Because honestly, at this point, I had been up for so long. Woke up for my flight at 4 a.m. Texas time. So that's 2 a.m. San Diego time. 22 hours of doing shit and being awake. I am goddamn tired. I'm hungry because the last thing that I ate was the shitty burger that I got from the ghost kitchen that Atrioc took us to. Everyone's trying to figure out if they're actually coming to Denny's or not. I think in their heart of hearts they knew, but I still had like maybe some glimmer of hope that we didn't come here for no reason. We go inside the Denny's and we're like, so we might have like 25 people or it might just be us three. But this manager of the Denny's, she really wanted our business. I was like, so there might be 25 of us. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's probably gonna end up being a small smaller group, maybe just us 3. But then this lady's like, no, you got it. We'll get you these 3 tables right here, these 4 tables. And I'm sitting in the back, too socially awkward to tell her that this is not happening. And then our friend Gurf, she gets a text from her friends, and they're like, hey, we're gonna go to the bars, but we're only really gonna go probably if you come with us, like right now. Really is within like the next 20 minutes. And we're like, ooh, damn. Hey, do you think we can get our orders in really quick? No one else is coming, so like we're really sorry. Because there was another group of 15 people, so we were trying to get our orders in before them, so we could get our food really quick and then leave. And then like not even like 30 seconds later, the guy comes back and he's like, hey, the other order got put in first. Sorry, it's probably gonna be like 15 minutes or so before your food starts getting made. We just have to take the L, and we're like, hey, sorry, bro, we got it. We're not gonna be able to stay for that, unfortunately. We're gonna have to just head out. So these guys set up 4 tables worth of place settings and menus. It went down from 25 to 3 to then us being like, actually, we're out. The waiter, he was chill. He was so chill. But we had to do the walk of shame back past the manager. She was a little old lady. And she's like, oh, you guys don't want to stay? You guys aren't coming? I was sad that I didn't get my Oreo milkshake or my burger. And instead, we took an Uber, and I spent $24 on a vodka Red Bull. So I expect it to be upcharged a little bit because we're in San Diego. There's this whole huge event going on, and I'm getting a can mix in. So I'm like, okay, I'm expecting like 16 bucks, whatever. No, I get the bill, $24. That $24 could have been a feast at Denny's. Pancakes, a milkshake, and a burger, all for that much.
Do kind of feel bad about that. But anyway, we start driving, and we're driving back. And again, I'm kind of riding this crazy high. And Rachel and I are driving back. We have a 2.5-hour journey ahead of us. And we're talking about the show, how crazy that was. And she's giving me her experience as someone who doesn't know fucking all the Coffee Cow lyrics or whatever. She had a good time. Rachel is a really incredible person to be friends with, because even if you just meet her, we'll just tell you the truth about things and how she's feeling and all that. And because she is open to being honest about something like that, it makes you be more open, and then the conversation is more it's just better. And at one point, I'm telling Rachel, you know, some shit about life that I'm like working through and thinking on, you know. I'm like, we're having a deep conversation, and like in the middle of it, we hear a helicopter, and it's like it's getting louder and louder. She's like, what's that? I have no idea. I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm just still talking. I'm like, why are you interrupting me? I'm telling you something serious. And then we hear boom. The back right tire of my car explodes. 1 a.m. on the freeway. Again, by the way, when I got in the car and I started driving, I was already so tired because it's a full day. We did this full day. So the tire pops. I don't even know that it's popped yet. I mean, I know that I heard a big sound, but I haven't had a tire pop ever in my life. I don't know exactly what happened. And you can just feel the car's a little different, sitting a little different, but it's still rolling. I'm still driving. Then we get a huge wave of burnt rubber smell, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the tire. You know, I don't want to pull over in the pitch dark. There's not even like a lot of lights in the middle of the freeway. So I'm like trying to get to an exit. So we drive another mile on 3 tires. And my auto brake is blinking. I finally get to an exit and I pull over and get off on the side of the road onto the gravel. And I get out of the car and I look at it, and it's this. I got a picture for you. Dude, it's fucking bad. That shit is gone. So I call AAA. I have a spare. Thank God I have a spare. Because they say if you don't have a spare, it's a guaranteed tow. You can get your car tomorrow. They give me the little app and they're like, all right, we're on our way. Estimated time of arrival, 84 minutes. It's just me and Rachel sitting there on the side of the road. I was sitting there just kind of miserable because I was like, I still gotta drive. It's so tired. I'm probably gonna have to get a 2-hour Uber back to LA. The time it said, that ended up not being true. Thank fucking Christ. So this guy comes out, switches out the thing. No big deal. It's great. But then he tells me when you're driving away, hey, the spare, don't go over 50 miles per hour. And he's like, how much longer do you have to drive? And I was like, I got another 100 miles to LA. And he's like, that's like right on the edge of what I would recommend. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't help. So now I have to drive 50 miles per hour in the dark, which makes the time way fucking slower. So I'm the guy in the far right lane going old person speed. People are honking at me and flashing their lights at me. So we don't get home, I don't know, till super fucking late. Finally get back on the spare. Moral of the story, never let me and Evan in your car or we will sabotage it. Yeah, I cannot put this past Evan Gao. Very strange how my car, which isn't even that old, isn't that many miles on it, had a tire pop the second Evan Gao got it.
Hey, it's AZ.
Hey everyone, it's Frogman.
Hello, hello, it's Confuzzled here.
Okay, I'm gonna have to be a little anonymous for this one.
Yeah, Atrioc at the concert, honestly, he didn't even say a single word to me, but
I had a really weird interaction with Atrioc at the concert. After it's Panda Bitch, he came up to me, shook my hand, congratulated me on the set, said he really appreciated my energy, but then he looked at me really weird and said, "But you know I could do a better Lil Jon than you, right?"
The first words I ever said to Atrioc were, "Yo, you should get the TJ hot dog. It looks really good." Then he got the hot dog at the taco truck. He actually bought it and he actually ate it. And it was great.
So Atrioc pulls up to the concert, there's a food truck, he gets something vaguely hot dog shaped, and the crowd goes, "Glizzy!" If that's fame, dude, I don't want it. His life sucks.
And then he started going, "Yeah! Yeah!"
Holy, what a fire event. It was so awesome. I did happen to catch something a little odd at the end of the concert when we were all packing up, and out of the corner of my eye, there was Atrioc just like hunched over, digging through the trash cans.
Yeah, just all over, and then tried throwing it back. I think he almost broke his back.
And I gave like a little side glance off to the side and then like kind of scurried away, and I'm not really sure, maybe someone asked him to grab those or something, but
like right after the concert ended, I don't know if anyone saw this, he walked up to me, and not up to me, he walked up to Kermit, and he pointed at him. I don't know if he realized he was a puppet, he was still on my arm, grabbed him by the neck and slammed him into the wall and said, "Never say that shit to me again." Really an experience. Yeah, concert was fun though.
Suddenly we start like smelling the smell of burnt rubber, and I'm like, "Brandon, I think you should pull off. This is not good. I think your tire might have actually exploded." And he keeps going for like another mile. Later on, I find out that he like wants to make sure that he's not like stuck on the side of the road, and he like goes off of an off ramp, which is just stupid because there's no one's on the road. It's like 2 a.m. at this point.
3 seconds after finding out I was Canadian, Atrioc pointed to the exit of the venue and said, "Get out." He's discriminatory, you know, some could say. You could say that.
Yeah, Atrioc hit me really hard at the show. I just didn't know who to tell.
When I interacted with him at the ticket booth, we were talking about who we were as people, and I said that I was a prominent member of the community, a little higher up in the staff, right? You know what he did? He laughed on my face, picked up water, and spat on my leg.
And then we get to the side of the road. We just have to thug it out and wait. And as we're just like reclined in our seats, like staring up at the ceiling of the car, he suddenly like jolts forward and he's like, "How do I turn off the hazards? It's like really annoying." And I'm like, "Dude, we're stranded on the side of the road at 2 a.m. and you want to turn off the hazards? What if like someone fucking hits us?"
Okay, I have one thing to tell you though. I put my hands up to his, and his fingers really aren't that big.
Everything I did want to say is that everybody I talked to had some random story that could have gone the other way that ended up with them here. Who dat made a D's Nuts joke? He's like probably a Ludwig viewer that came over to my chat and made a D's Nuts joke one time and got banned. If I had timed him out or ignored it, his entire life would be different. Do you understand? Like, he got banned, so he made a funny meme, so it made, and now he's in a cult robe on stage that was one example, but like, there are so many people telling me how the community hit at the right time in their life for them to do more than they thought they ever would. By the way, a lot of them that were doing performance don't really watch as much as they used to, which is fine, because I noticed the way that I watch content, I drift in and out. That's how that shit goes, and I never ever expect more than that. I appreciate the brief times where you connect with talented people in there. I posted up at the entrance and just started saying hey to people as they come in and shaking hands and signing things and taking pictures, and I assumed when I was driving down, everyone's gonna be normal and fun, but there's gonna be a few people who are, I don't know, gonna take it too far or, I don't know, harass me in some way. And it wasn't gonna be a problem, but I was like, all right, I just gotta be ready. I gotta be ready. I promise you, every single person there was chill. They were all so nice. This is a very motivating weekend for me. And I don't know how to say that in a better way. It just like, it reminded me of all of the weird good parts of whatever this is and how incredibly rare and lucky it is it all came together. So, you know, given really how easy most of this is to do for me, that so many people like it. I don't know. It was cool. It was just awesome. It was a really good experience. So thank you for letting me be a small part of that.